My name is Brittany Delane, and I'm a model, stylist. I'm the creator of Pretty and Big 2, a movement that is about body positivity and self love, recreating beauty our way together. I'm a writer, I do brand management, and all things entertainment. My purpose is to be the change that I want to see. And I believe I have fully stepped into that purpose, but I have not fully lived it out yet. And my motto is if you're not going to be the change you want to see, it's never going to happen. So I'm out here doing that for women. The styling side of what I do is called Awaken Style. And God made my company because He said, I need my daughters to wake up. I need them to know that I am in them and they are already beautiful. And everyone has style. You just don't know what it is. Everyone has something in them. They just don't know how to make it become awake. And I think that's my purpose, is to awaken people to who they already are. Not awaken you to her and her to you, but who are you? And it's devastating that you'll find the higher I've gone up in this industry, the more people don't know who they are. They hide behind their cameras. They hide behind the other side of the camera, being an actress or a model. They hide behind their fashion, their makeup, and they have no clue who they are. And it's devastating. And you go for these dreams and these aspirations and think, if I just get this big role, I'm going to be happy. If I just get this husband, I'll be happy. If I just lose this weight, I will be happy. And you're going to lose the weight and people are going to treat you different. And now you're mad at everybody. You're going to get that acting role and you're going to deal with a director who's an a-hole, for lack of better terms. And then you're going to not realize this is not all the glitz and glamour you thought it was. This is 18-hour days. This is time with not sleep. There's pressure to maintain what you've gotten. And then you can be a model, but now you have other models pouring things in your drinks while you're walking down the runway because they're jealous that you did this good job, and people ripping your clothes. And if your happiness is not found within first, then you get to these places and you're like, I'm still empty. So you always have to first know who you are. And that's the deficit that I want to fill, is teaching women how to know who they are. And that goes back to my mantra every day. You're fearfully and you're wonderfully made. You know who you are, whose you are. You'll never get it confused, no matter what anyone in this world says to you. My whole life is a story of overcoming. I've always been big. I've always been obviously dark. And I grew up in a white suburban neighborhood, and I just never looked like anyone else in my family, in my school. And my whole life has been trials and tribulations and overcoming what people said I could not do. When I was in high school, you can't be a cheerleader. I was the only big cheerleader on the team. You can't run track. I ran track and ran faster than the smaller girls. Anything it is that I wanted to do, people have always said I couldn't do it. In college, it was, no one's going to hire you in Philadelphia. You're going to have to go to California or to New York because they're not going to hire you if you don't look like the magazine fit. So I had to go another way. My path has always been harder, but it has always led to a bigger, broader road than I could have ever imagined for myself. So I can't imagine having taken the easy route and just getting what I wanted, because I don't think I would have ever discovered my purpose. One thing I now know that I wish I knew 5 or 10 years ago is to ask God before you do anything. I feel like I could have saved a lot of time if I would have asked God what was my purpose, and how did He want me to get there. I think that's the biggest part. You know deep down in your heart what your purpose is, but you never ask, how do you want me to do this? How do you want me to get there? So I was a journalist, and then I was a songwriter, and now I'm a model. And being a model is the only thing that God Himself told me to do. But I went 10 different routes. I'm web designing, I'm being a publicist, I'm just doing everything, being everywhere, looking at the world's way of doing things. And that was never God's plan for me. And I think a lot of heartache could have been avoided. I think a lot of mistakes didn't have to be made. And if I would have said years ago, what do you want me to do to get to this destination, that I would have saved a lot of time. Because when I asked, He answered me immediately, and it just took off. So that would also be my advice to others, is even though you know the purpose, ask, how does God want you to get there? Because you can go there and it's not how He wants you to get there, so the door's not open for you. Every morning when I get up, I say, good morning, God. I had one of my former pastors who would say, do you say good morning, God, or do you say, Lord, it's morning? And for me, I made a habit to wake up and thank God that I am awake, that I am alive, that I have all of my limbs, that I have health, because at the end of the day, someone did not wake up. And the fact that I did means there's still a purpose for me. There's still someone I need to touch. There's still someone who needs to hear my story. So that's number one. Then I pray. I make sure before I do anything, I spend time with God and hear what He wants me to do for today. Because just like I said about my path, and knowing I made so many turns that I didn't have to make and go through so much heartache, I feel like for my daily life, that's just as important. There's things that every day we shouldn't do, or places we shouldn't go, where if we just ask, we'll get the answer. Another thing is, I say that fear is a fallacy. It's not real. And because I'm doing very big things, fear hits me a lot. And I realize it's not that I'm going through more than the average person goes through, it's that I'm doing more than the average person does. So I get hit more. So the more I get hit with fear, the more I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because nothing would stop me this hard if there wasn't something on the other side of this. So I just tell myself every day, fear is not real. Fear is a fallacy. There really is no such thing. And my true testimony has been that everything that was for me was on the other side of fear and just showing up. Before I leave this earth, the change I want to see is women just unapologetically loving other women, supporting other women, loving who they are. I see in my industry all the time, everyone wants to look like everyone else. Everyone is trying to dress like everyone else. It's this is the it girl, we're trying to look like her. And even if you can pull off the look, you still feel worthless because you weren't made to look like her. So I want everyone to feel like they are it. That's the campaign I'm doing with Pretty and Big Two called I Am It. And really, the I am, once again, it's God. He is the creator of the universe, and everything that He is, you are. So we are all it. We are all the most beautiful person in this universe. We are all the most body conscious, positive people that we can be. We are all beautiful. We are all sexy. We are all pretty. We're all intelligent. And I want every woman to feel that. And I want to put the beauty industry out of business. Because all these things that we are pressured to wear, body shapers and, have your waist look like this, it's unnatural to be curvy. It's not true. It's not real. It's unnatural to have your eyebrows look a certain way and your lips why are we putting things that burn our lips so they can plump and get bigger? As we do all these things and inflict all these pain on ourselves to look beautiful, but we are already beautiful as we are. And I want every child, every woman to grow up knowing I'm beautiful and I am it. My words of wisdom to the upcoming generation would be to love your pretty. Love who you are. Love that you are different. Love that you are unique. Love the shape of your eyes. Love the shape of your lips. When I grew up, it was like, you're darker than everyone else. You're bigger than everyone else. Why do you have slanted eyes if you're dark? Why are your lips so small for a black girl? But in my school, your lips are so big. Everywhere I went, someone had something to say. And my most recent thing is that I love my pretty because my pretty can only be its own. I deal with a lot of people who think I'm cocky, arrogant, or conceited, but I personally feel like there is no one who looks better than me because it's impossible. You can't look like me. I can't look like you. So I believe that the only best that there is me because I'm only striving to be my own best. So overall, my advice to the next generation or words of wisdom to them would be is you are your own competition. There is no one else that you should be striving to be outside of the goals that you set yesterday. There's no one you should be trying to look better than the you that you looked like yesterday. There's no one else that you should be chasing after to fill their dream or their shoes. You'll hear Oprah say when so many people are like, I want to be like you, Oprah. She's like, I'm already taken. TD Jakes, I want to walk in your shoes. I want a double portion of your anointing. Be careful what you ask for. This was meant for me. And you don't have the grace or the mercy to carry and do what I'm doing. Love who you are. Love your pretty. Love your purpose. And we're so busy. You should be inspired by other people. You should learn from other people. And one of my favorite quotes is that a wise person learns from other people's mistakes. A smart person learns from their own mistakes, and a stupid person doesn't learn from their mistakes. And if I could do it all over again, I would choose to be a wise person who would learn from other people. And the most successful people you see are people who embrace exactly who they are. Women's lives matter.